Welcome to Study Hall. Each episode, we take a deep dive into one really fascinating thing. And today, art. But not just any art. We're tackling a piece that'll make you think about art, death, even diamonds totally differently.
Yeah.
Ready to meet Damien Hirst?
Yeah, get ready. We're looking at For the Love of God. It might sound kind of, churchy, but trust me, this god is a platinum human skull. Yeah, platinum covered in over 8,600 flawless diamonds. And oh yeah, those teeth, totally real. So yeah, buckle up.
A diamond skull. Okay, that's a choice. But who is this Hirst guy? Just some, rich dude with, eccentric taste.
Well, he does love the dramatic, that's for sure. Even as a kid, Hirst was kind of drawn to the dark side of things, like spending time at anatomy museums, thinking about death. So his art journey kind of started in the shadow of a skeleton.
Intense childhood hobbies. Did that lead him to art school?
Straight there. And that's where he really made a name for himself. Picture this, 1980s London. A group of art students, total rebels, they decide to put on their own exhibition in an abandoned warehouse. Called it Freeze.
Edgy. Not your average gallery opening.
Right. And one of those rebels, Damien Hirst. The crazy part, this student-run thing caught the eye of Charles Saatchi, huge art collector. Hirst and his crew, they became the Young British Artists, YBAs, overnight sensations.
So art party in a warehouse equals art world royalty. That's kind of amazing.
Total game changer. And Freeze was just the start. Hirst, he went on to make even more shocking stuff, pushing boundaries, like what even IS art, one of his most famous, the physical impossibility of death in the mind of someone living, a tiger shark, preserved in formaldehyde, took something terrifying and made it, well, more terrifying, but art terrifying.
So not just pretty pictures. He wants you to feel something, maybe squirm a little.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder about this diamond skull.
Oh, absolutely. For the love of God, it's layered, it's in your face, extravagant, but it's also seriously makes you think. Not just shock value, it's about confronting our deepest fears and, well, desires too.
Okay, so platinum skull, diamonds, a rebel artist who likes death. Lots of questions. What's the message here? What was Hirst trying to do with this For the Love of God thing?
You got to understand the world it came from, early 2000s, the art market, exploding. Contemporary art is the hot thing, collectors throwing money around, excess, And Hirst's skull, perfect for that moment.
A commentary on the art market, hey, got enough money, buy a diamond skull.
Playing with that, yeah. But it goes deeper. It's about something, primal, that fascination with death humans have always had.
Yeah, skulls, they're everywhere in art. Ancient Egypt, Renaissance paintings, all that.
Exactly. Hirst's tapping into that, specifically memento mori, Latin, remember you'll die. Medieval and Renaissance artists, they use skulls, hourglasses, to remind people, enjoy life, it ends.
So Hirst, he takes this old idea, gives it bling. Ignore death, surround yourself with stuff, but we're all just skulls.
Exactly that. And there's another connection, Vanitas paintings. 17th century Dutch still lifes, skulls and fancy stuff. Hey, wealth is fleeting, can't escape death. Hirst's skull. Modern Vanitas, big time.
It makes you think what matters, stuff or something more. Ever get caught up in that, gotta buy it feeling, thinking the next thing will make you happy?
We all do. But Hirst makes you face that. Cover a skull in diamonds, it's still a skull. Strong message, especially now. So much wealth and luxury thrown at us,
And it's not just Western art. Skulls are symbols everywhere. Day of the Dead, sugar skulls. Hirst taps into that. But the diamonds, they're not just shiny things, right?
Oh, yeah. Diamonds, they mean beauty, wealth, eternity, but also conflict, exploitation, dark side to the industry.
The whole blood diamond thing, important to remember. But how did he even attach all those diamonds? Hirst sitting there with tweezers?
No, but funny image. He worked with Bentley and Skinner, London jewelers, the best. Each diamond placed perfectly. It's incredible detail. If you ever see it, really look at the work.
Like a giant, sparkly, but really expensive anatomy puzzle. And then the big pink diamond, the skull star diamond, the, cherry on top.
That pink diamond is special. 5 carats, flawless, pear-shaped, one of the rarest, worth millions. And it's placed on the forehead, the third eye. Intuition, spiritual stuff. Again, Hirst merging material and spiritual.
Can a diamond make you think about God? Can it be more than just, a thing? Even the title, For the Love of God, where'd that come from?
Story is, Hirst's mom, when she heard about the diamond skull, she said, for the love of God, what are you doing now?
Seriously, that's hilarious. That's kind of like a tribute to his mom.
Yeah. But it adds more meaning to the art. Hirst's talking to his critics, I know it's crazy, but I'm doing it. But also, it makes you think about faith, spirituality. What do we believe in? What's sacred? Can money replace religion?
Deep. This one artwork sparks so many conversations. Art history, consumerism, what it means to be human. We haven't even talked about how he made it. How do you even cover a skull in diamonds?
Yeah, the craftsmanship is insane. It all starts with an 18th century skull Hirst found. They didn't use the actual skull. They made a super detailed cast in platinum.
Platinum. As like serious money metal. Why platinum? Not just for the bling.
Right. It was about making art that lasts. Platinum doesn't tarnish, doesn't corrode, like it's forever. Reflects his thing about, conquering death through art. This skull is mortal, but this art lasts.
Like some futuristic artifact, something you'd find in an alien spaceship. But making a platinum skull from a centuries-old skull, that's got to be difficult.
Taking something so delicate and old and recreating it in molten metal, getting all the details, the grooves in the bone, really shows the skill of the people who did this.
Okay, so indestructible platinum skull. Time for the diamonds. 8,601 of them. Flawless. How'd they even find that many perfect diamonds?
It was a huge task. Over 1,100 carats, all ethically sourced. Diamonds have that dark side, and Hirst knew that.
Yeah, we talked about that. But I'm still wondering, how do you attach 8,000 diamonds to a skull?
Hey, Hirst worked with Bentley and Skinner, the London jewelers. They put each diamond in place by hand, making them sparkle the most. Amazing detail. If you ever see it in person, look closely.
A giant sparkly anatomy puzzle. And then, of course, the big pink diamond right in the middle of the forehead. The skull star diamond.
That pink diamond is something else. 5.04 carats. Pear-shaped, flawless, vivid pink. One of the rarest, worth millions. And it's on the forehead for a reason. The third eye, intuition, spiritual stuff. Hirst mixing the material with the spiritual again.
Like, can a diamond make you spiritual? But then there's those teeth. The real teeth from the 18th century skull. Next to all that sparkle, that's a statement.
It is. It's something you don't forget. Reminds you of death, decay, how fragile life is, all this luxury, but then bam, those teeth, back to reality.
A memento mori inside a memento mori. And how it's usually shown in a dark room with just the right light. It's like awe-inspiring.
The lighting's important. The diamonds shimmer. It's otherworldly. You get sucked in by the wealth, the artistry, then those teeth.
Back to reality. It's all contradictions. Beauty and decay. Luxury and death. That's what makes Hirst so interesting. He pushes the limits, makes us uncomfortable.
He's a provocateur, that's for sure. For the Love of God is visually stunning. And it makes you think. It's a mirror showing us how obsessed we are with wealth, status, never dying. But it also reminds us we can't escape death.
That's art, right?
Yeah.
Make you think, make you feel. Hirst's skull, you might not like it, but it has an impact. You got to talk about it. It makes you question everything.
Exactly. And isn't that what we want? To engage with art, think about it, and come away with a new perspective. So keep exploring. Keep that curiosity going. Who knows? Maybe you'll create your own masterpiece.
Thanks for joining us in Study Hall, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Platinum. That's like serious money metal. Why platinum?
Not just for the bling, right?
Right. It was about making art that lasts. Platinum, it doesn't tarnish, doesn't corrode. It's like forever, And that reflects Hirst's whole thing about conquering death through art. It's like he's saying, yeah, this skull is mortal, but this art lasts.
It's like some futuristic artifact, something you'd find, I don't know, in an alien spaceship or something. But making a platinum skull from a skull that's, centuries old, that's got to be, super difficult.
Yeah, think about it. Taking something so delicate, so old, and recreating it in molten metal. You have to capture every little detail, every, groove in the bone. It really shows you how skilled those craftspeople were.
Okay, so we've got our indestructible platinum skull ready for the May event, the diamonds.
Yeah.
8,601 of them. Flawless. How do you even find that many perfect diamonds?
Yeah, sourcing those diamonds was a huge, huge undertaking. We're talking over 1,100 carats, all ethically sourced, of course. We talked about how diamonds, they have that dark side, and Hirst, he knew that.
Yeah, the blood diamond thing. Can't forget about that. But I'm still stuck on the, how? How do you attach 8,000 diamonds to a skull?
Hey, it wasn't Hirst himself sitting there with tweezers. He worked with Bentley and Skinner, these London jewelers. Top notch, they placed each diamond, perfectly to get the most sparkle. The detail is just, wow. If you ever see it in person, you gotta really look closely.
It's a giant sparkly anatomy puzzle. And then, of course, you have that big pink diamond in the middle of the forehead, the skull star diamond.
Right. That pink diamond is something else. 5.04 carats, pear-shaped, flawless, and vivid pink. Super rare, worth millions. And it's on the forehead on purpose. The third eye, intuition, spiritual stuff. Hirst's blending the material and the spiritual again.
Like he's asking, can a diamond like make you spiritual? But then you got those teeth, the real teeth from the 18th century skull, right next to all that sparkle. That's a statement.
It really is. It's the kind of detail that sticks with you. It reminds you about death, decay, how fragile life is, all that opulence, and then bam, those teeth. Back to reality.
It's like a memento mori, inside of a memento mori, a double dose of like mortality. And the way it's usually displayed, in a darkened room with just the right lighting, it makes it awe-inspiring.
The lighting is key. It makes the diamonds shimmer. It's like otherworldly. You get drawn in by the wealth, the artistry, and then you see those teeth, and you're right back to reality.
It's full of contradictions. Beauty and decay, luxury and death. That's what makes her so, I don't know, so interesting. He like pushes boundaries, makes us uncomfortable.
He's a provocateur, no doubt about it. For the love of God is visually stunning, but it also makes you think. It's like a mirror showing us how obsessed we are with wealth, with status, with, not dying. But it also reminds us that we can't escape death, no matter how many diamonds we use to cover it up.
And that's what art is all about, right? Making us think, making us feel, challenging what we think we know. Hirst's skull, maybe you don't love it, but it makes an impact. You have to talk about it. It makes you question everything.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we want? To engage with art, to really think about it, and maybe come away with a new way of seeing things. So keep exploring, keep being curious. You never know. Maybe you'll create your own masterpiece someday.
Thanks for joining us in Study Hall, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive into something fascinating.